Hello, and a special message to you PlayStation 5 Sony ponies out there. If perhaps you still haven't gotten your hands on that console, and maybe if you live in a demographic area in the world where you're renowned for looting shops because of a TikTok video, perhaps when you find one eventually, that you bend over and slowly insert the PS5 into your rectum. And after that, perhaps you can call 911 or 999 if you're in the UK and explain your actions to the bemused paramedics when they turn up. And while you're doing that, perhaps you can capture it on your mobile phone and send the footage off to Jim Ryan, courtesy of PlayStation, just to see if he talks about it on his latest Twitter post.
I think it's time to send the emergency signal, Parker.
I fear you're not wrong, milady.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And from what I understand today, I have quite the international audience. So my fans in Germany, welcome in my Freude Schneiders to Kung Fu Hot Dog. And what stories do I delight you with today? Or really, in this case, not delight, but fright. So, Marvel Comics, how bad have they gotten, you may ask? Well, I am about to show you, ladies and gentlemen, because this is not the glory days of the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. No, this is current day Marvel. And when I saw this article in the week, I could not believe what I was actually seeing. First of all, you've got truly god-awful artwork right here. I mean, yes, I'm going to put the artist on blast. Who cares? Look at the writing. It's just all computer generated, right? No love has gone into hiring an artist who can letter a page, bring a panel to life, right? None of that stuff. But we've got Emma Frost, aka the White Queen, talking to, I'm assuming that's Jubilee of the X-Men. I have no idea. I've lost touch with reality where comics are concerned. But if you want to know how badly things have degenerated in the Marvel cinematic, well, this is not even the cinematic universe at this stage, but this could be a taster of what's to come when they get their heads together and figure out what they're going to do with the MCU going forward. So this is the Invincible Iron Man. Remember, that's his comic. It's the wedding of Emma Frost, aka the White Queen, marrying Tony Stark. Look at that fucking costume. It is absolutely retarded. But this would have escaped you. But have a look. It's issue number 10. Introducing Mrs. and Mr. Emma Frost. Oh, putting the women before the men. How on earth does that salutation make any sense in the normal world? Can somebody tell me? Huh? Someone please tell me. Oh, I just... It's a heart-shaped Iron Man mask. Holy... God, jeez. You've got Jean Grey on the right, looking almost like the Joker with that big smile. Cyclops just looks like a cuck at this stage because he's always cucking for Jean Grey, isn't he? And Wolverine just looks like, well, I don't know what the fuck he looks like there. Just looks... is that meant to be Storm on the left? And she's got pink colours on. Is this like an LGBT issue of issue 10 of the Fall of X? Or sorry, the Invincible Iron Man? Or in the real case of Robert Downey Jr., Iron Deficiency Man. Have you seen how skinny that guy looks? But yeah, I thought I'd bring this to you guys because you clearly want to know. Is that War Machine? Oh no. Yeah. Marvel Comics, you deserve to burn all the way into the ground. Burn to ashes, never come back. My advice to Kevin Feige, or in this case, Kevin Fake Feige, just burn the whole MCU, just burn all of MCU Stage 4 and restart it again. Bring in brand new actors and actresses to make the MCU great again, but I think it's too late, folks. It's never going to happen again. And of course, if you want to know why I'm frowning about this iteration of Emma Frost, aka the White Queen. Oh, can we even say White Queen anymore? Now, this is the version of Emma Frost I knew growing up, illustrated here by, I believe, by J. Scott Campbell, or an imitation of. You know, you don't have to go and buy porno mags, boys and girls. This was the next best thing, probably the best thing. I mean, it sent your imagination into overdrive. This is the version of Emma Frost I would like for me to have my dreams haunted by. Do you get my drift? Yep, that's the based version right there. The thigh-high stockings up to, well, yeah, up to the nether regions. Fantastic. But no, we have to get soy boy latte versions like this, which, and is, oh, of course, has been illustrated by Megan Hetrick. The less said about her talent, the better. But my God. No. Of course, a White Queen statue. Look at that. I mean, you know, true to the source material, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I like to see. Make a comeback once again. But of course, we have to talk about the big news this week in video gaming, which is Baldur's Gate 3, which so far, at the time of recording this video, has reached a concurrent head count of players of over 800,000 on Steam alone. I'm going to get my copy later on. I'm going to give it a try. Actually, I'm not even going to give it a try. I'm going to get my head stuck into it because apparently it's very complex. You can actually get thousands of hours on this thing, by which time my brand new gaming PC would have melted and be sold for scrap metal. But what I find hilarious about this title at the moment, but what I do like, is the delusion from the Sony fan base, because yes, it is making its way very soon to the PlayStation 5, and you get these ridiculous takes on Twitter. This is news to me. Anyone else heard about Sony buying exclusivity for Baldur's Gate 3? Anyone? It's like that guy in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Anyone? Bueller? And of course, you got this ridiculous, lovely poetry. Hashtag BLM, because what has that got to do with Baldur's Gate 3? Well, I'll tell you why in a minute, actually. I've got a theory about that. Sony paid to make BG3 exclusive. Big win for Sony. Oh my God, see? No, because it's not an exclusive. It's already on PC. It's going to be on the PlayStation 5 very soon. And then it's going to be on Xbox, I believe, next year. Because Larian Studios, the people behind Baldur's Gate 3, is Swedish studio, by the way. They're still ironing out the kinks for the Xbox console. So I love the delusion. And why I say this is because this is the type of game that Sony players, users will stay away from. It's the type of game they've laughed at for years and years. Yep. But of course, this is not Overwatch 2 or a Resident Evil game where you aim your gun over the character's shoulders and shoot away. It's not Call of Duty. It's none of those. This is a different kind of gaming experience altogether, where you can see male and female ding-dongs, if you know what I mean. And you can even make out with a bear, which I don't have an issue with. I think that's going to be quite funny. It doesn't encourage bestiality, that's for sure. It's part of the fantasy role-playing genre, so I find that more amusing than anything else. So all the Sony ponies out there are like, oh my God, Baldur's Gate 3 is a big exclusive. Oh, no, it's not. And I tell you, as soon as they buy the game on PlayStation 5 and can't get their thick heads around how it actually works, they're taking it to the nearest CEX or whatever you have in GameStop in America and trade it in for something else. That's what's going to happen, but it won't affect the overall purchases of the game on day one. So it's going to be a win for Larian Studios any which way you can. And of course, you heard about that Twitch streamer who made an announcement last week about winning PlayStation 5s, and all the neighborhood came out and caused a ruckus on the streets of New York, which is hilarious.
Ganbare.
course, with all the Hollywood strikes going on at the moment, what I find very amusing is that Netflix are looking for someone to run the AI division of their department. In other words, they want a human to operate the AI centric part of it. So yes, you get paid $900,000 a year, you know, shy of $1 million, just to run this AI division of Netflix, which I think is hysterical. I would love to be given that opportunity to do that, just to stick it in Hollywood's face. And speaking of which, this She-Hulk writer, of course, this is an old story, but it does illustrate a really good point to me, how they only got $396 in residuals. I mean, look at the fucking state of this writer here. I mean, this is who Disney and Marvel hires to write your garbage, not just pink-haired or blue-haired or any kind of other haired weirdos in Hollywood. These are the people in charge of entertainment that your kids watch, and we're supposed to feel sorry for them. I can't tell if this person's got a permatan or if they're actually that complexion, but either way, they don't deserve to be a writer. They probably graduated from kindergarten, got themselves a job because they checked all the tick boxes, and yeah, no one feels sorry for you, dude, because you're an absolute joke. You can slag Bob Iger off about your residual paycheck, because I think by the time the strike is over, which some people think might be December or September, I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to go beyond September. This dude right here, if you even want to call him that, will be on the unemployment line looking for their next job. So I thought this was quite funny as well. I just checked this out on Variety today. In terms of the Emmy nominations, Succession with the very based Brian Cox leads with 27, followed by The Last of Us with 24. How The Last of Us on HBO has even garnered 24 nominations is beyond me. It's all sympathy votes. It's all votes that Variety have obviously tried to influence the people who run the Emmys to go in there and, yeah, because HBO, it checks all the ESG tick box categories, doesn't it? It's all there. You know, gay kissing, check. Ugly female, check. Diverse male in a leading role, check. It's all, who gives a shit? I like the original video game. That's what I like to play. You know, I don't need a minor gay character from that game to get his whole episode where he goes all Brokeback Mountain on his co-star. Who gives a crap? F off with that shit, man. So I hope Succession wipes the floor with The Last of Us when it comes around to Emmy Awards being broadcasted live on a platform near you. And I've got to end this video today, folks. Nothing weird, nothing to do with Majestic 12, which might be another video for another time. But XQC, this guy, if you don't know who he is, he's probably the worst content reactor out there. And you know, I get people telling me in the old days, dude, why do you keep interrupting the trailer? We want to see what the trailer's all about. But then if I don't interrupt you, Nimrod, it means I get a copyright claim. Not a strike, but a claim. So for me to make it transformative, I need to give you my thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, I don't get monetized on my video. But there are some thickos out there who don't know how reaction videos actually work because we're stupid. But this was a quick clip from the H3H3 podcast where the two hosts actually invite XQC on, and it's quite funny how he reacts. I mean, just watch
how
this.
Hard are those? I mean, we're not talking about the brightest tools in the shed. So,
which XQC isn't.
Doing good. I didn't sleep yet, but I'm chilling out. What's up?
You said you didn't sleep yet?
No, because I didn't want to.
Okay, sleep is optional for you.
Sleep for the week.
Sometimes, yeah.
So how much do you sleep usually in like a per night average?
Sleep is
I only get
optional.
like 6, 7, but it just takes me a while just to go to sleep. And
This guy's a fucking retard because simply he's like worth $100 million to be on the Kick platform, and he literally sits there at videos and gives very minor reactions. He's been blasted already for his behavior because you're watching other people's videos and you're not giving them credit. And also, is it SSS Sniper Wolf? Oh my god. If you thought Anita Sarkeesian was a grifter, she's the worst. Basically, boys and men have the best hobbies in the world, right? Reading comics, drawing comics, putting together Gundams, airfix kits, you know, where you assemble World War II planes or modern day aircraft, playing video games, and of course, Call of Duty, one of the most, I suppose, one of the biggest fan bases of games out there, played mainly by men, and sure, girls are part of that, but not as much. But SSS Sniper Wolf, she was one of these grifters that came on board and like, oh my god, I can be a girl and play Call of Duty with my titties and my fake clips, which she has now. And of course, why I mention her, she gathers 50 TikTok videos a day, puts them on her channel, and gives barely a muted reaction to them. But it's other people's content she's stealing, and she doesn't give them any credit, and she makes money off them. So how the F does that work? So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of the week of the woke and, well, delusional news from the world of entertainment. You know, I would say this much: cinema is on the decline. If you look at, well, just the staff they're hiring now at cinemas. At my local Cineworld, the staff levels have gone down. It's not as packed as it used to be because Hollywood keeps churning out garbage. Obviously, the strike is putting a stop to projects from carrying forward at the moment. The only way you can bypass that is if you're not part of the Hollywood system. So I would say in 3 years' time, cinemas... the cinema going experience is going to be a thing of the past. It's really sad to say. And you know, you will be staying at home or watching all your physical media. So gather all that stuff up, folks, because the new cinema is going to be at home. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video today, I love this podcasting. It is so awesome. Leave a like below, smash that subscribe button. And if I were you and if you were me, you better come back for the next video.